Hello and welcome to Light Lore. This is a new show I'm going to be starting on the channel, and its main basis is to give an in-depth look into certain parts of movies, games and other forms of media that take mine and the subscribers' interest. This video is centered around Game of Thrones, and it will hopefully translate a lot of the key information from the novels into small chunks about specific people, locations and regions of Westeros. So I thought I'd start off relatively early on in the timeline and talk about a very mysterious diminutive race called the Children of the Forest. These were the guys that originally inhabited Westeros way before the first men came from Essos in the Dawn Age. Just a quick side note, the people who are only familiar with HBO's rendition won't know this, but Essos is the largest of the three continents that take over the world of Game of Thrones. It's home to the Dothraki Sea, which is in fact not a sea, it's a landmass where the Dothraki come from, and that would in turn be where Khal Drogo came from, and then he would come to Westeros to pick up Khaleesi. It lies east of Westeros and north of Sosseros. It stretches from the Shivering Sea to the Summer Sea in the north and south, and from the Narrow Sea to the Jade Sea in the west and east. It's home to many different peoples, and it has a vast geography. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it would take hours, but that's just a kind of basic outline of what it is, and that's how it's collected to Westeros in the form of the Dothraki Sea. That's how it's collected to the TV show. But anyway, the Children of the Forest were actually magic beings, who would have lived alongside giants and possibly Kraken if the legend of Sea-Sown Chair was true. Though the age and origin of the children is unknown, it is known they were abundant in Westeros over 12,000 years ago, because that was when the first men arrived and less in the friendless state. You see, the first men arrived into Dawn from the east, using the already existing land bridge. They took weapons, horses, and religious views across with them. Then cut down and burned the just children's sacred werewoods, so they could clear up land for themselves.
The Children of the Forest worshipped nature gods, countless and nameless spirits up every tree, every rock and every stream. Their religion, devoted to the old gods of the forest, had no complex temples, but, according to legend, it was the children who carved faces into the sacred weirwood trees. These carved heart trees were the closest thing to a shrine their religion actually had. The Children of the Forest weren't very technologically advanced, but they were adept in woodcraftery. They did also know the animals and plants that inhabited their sacred grounds. The wise men of the groups were called Greenseers, and were said to wield powerful magic that they would in turn use to fight back against the men.
But the children took up arms and waged war for 2,000 years. Using magic, the children tried to save the land, and actually affected the land by breaking the Arm of Dawn, which was the land bridge through which the first men came, in a futile attempt to end the invasion, and later flooded the neck. Legend has it the children called upon their gods from the Children's Tower to send the hammers of water to smash the neck, but it was not enough to stop the advance of the first men. Eventually they fought one another to a standstill. The two races then agreed to a peaceful coexistence and signed the Pact on the Isle of Faces, granting the open lands to humanity and the forests to the children, marking the end of the Dawn Age and the beginning of the Age of Heroes. The pact lasted 4,000 years before the others, referred to the White Walkers in the TV show, invaded from the north, bringing death to both sides and causing an extended winter known as the Long Night. The attack from the others caused the first men and the children to reluctantly join forces and try and hold back the north and Takis from the wall. Eventually the others were driven back north into the lands of Always Winter.
As a feature protection against the White Walkers, Brandon Stark, known as Bran the Builder, built a massive ice wall. This is known as the Wall now, and this was when the Night's Watch was founded. Many people came to the aid and decided to defend against the others and any other creatures that were beyond the wall. This was then deemed an unsafe zone, and no one would venture out there unless accompanied. Brandon also became king in the north, but many other kings began to rule, like the Iron Islands, the Vales, and the river. All these continents lived under their own kings.
A new allegiance was forged between the first men and the children because of this. The Children of the Forest taught the first men to worship the old gods. This can be seen in Godswood, which is a small enclosed area in Winterfell. This is where Ned and Catelyn Stark normally go to, and in one scene you can see them discussing the seven gods and the old gods. But their beliefs were shunned by those who worshipped the seven, after the Anvil invasion had changed their minds. Relations between the first men and the children slowly worsened over the years until they completely ceased altogether, and the children retreated beyond the wall. By the time Aegon Targaryen landed in Westeros, it had been thousands of years since the first men and the children had been in contact. Aegon, the Dragonlord, took over 6 of the 7 kingdoms, due to the fact he was a Dragonlord. Though he was fierce and most likely inbred, He did have a long-lasting effect on Westeros, founding King's Landing, and 17 generations down the line having relations to Aerys Targaryen II, aka the Mad King. He was killed by Jaime Lannister, which again kind of connects with the HBO series and the novels as well. Although the children left, they were said to give the Night's Watch 100 obsidian daggers each year. And although the people in Westeros believed the Children of the Forest to be extinct, there are still a few that's in the world of men. A dwindling remnant of the population is located to the far north of the wall, in a cave system under a hill.
The Children of the Forest live with whom they refer to as the last Greenseer. In the caves there are passages that go deep, bottomless pits and sudden shafts. The Children of the Forest live with whom they refer to as the last Greenseer. In the caves there are passages that go deep, bottomless pits and sudden shafts, forgotten ways that lead to the very centre of the earth. Leaf does tell Bran Stark that even the Children of the Forest have not explored them all, and even though they have lived there for thousands upon thousands of years, Bran realises that they are indeed singers. Yes, he hears them singing, and they sing in the true tongue, which means that Bran himself cannot hear what they're saying. When Bran asks where the rest of the children are, she replies, "Gone down to the earth, into the stones, into the trees. Before first men came, all this land that you call Westeros was home to us. Yet even in those days we were few. The gods gave us long lives, but not great numbers, lest we were overrun. And the world as dear was overrun as a wood, where there were no wolves to hunt there. That was in dawn of days, when our sun was rising. Now it sinks, and this is our long dwindle. The giants almost gone as well. They who are our bane and our brothers. The great lions of the western hills have been slain. The unicorns all but gone. The mammoths down a few hundred, and the direwolves are outlasters. But their time will come as well. In the world that men have made, there is no room for them.